Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back inside the Waterloo Rec Complex for day number 3 coverage of the U13 All-Ontario Championships. Up next, it's the Waterloo Wolves, the hometown Wolves, taking on the Kenora Thistles. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. My name's Christian Simmons, taking over for the final 2 games here this evening. Dylan Baker with coverage in the morning. We thank him for his time. Tonight, a big one here for the Waterloo Wolves. An important matchup to find their way into that top 4 so far in the round robin. You take a look at their first 4 games, 1, 1, and 2 through the first 4. They've found some offense. Second place coming into today. So far, they're playing 1 game extra than everybody else in their 5th game here tonight. And for Kenora, on the opposite side of center, a very important game for them. So far, 0-2-1, just 2 points so far in the tournament. Rather, 1 point so far in the tournament. Following a 5-1 loss this morning to Quinte, they need to get themselves some points here tonight if they'd like to advance to Sunday's championship round. We'll take a look at some of the notable players up front for the Kenora Thistles. How about Jace Richards through the first 4 games? 3 goals in this tournament so far. A dynamic offensive talent, really living up to that Richards name. And across center for the Waterloo Wolves, Caleb DeRuyter through the first 4 games has been impressive. Had a hat-trick performance last night in that win. Here today, he'll look to continue his high goal-scoring pace as we'll get set for a big one here tonight. The Wolves and the Kenora Thistles on day 3 of U13 All-Ontario Championships. Let's send it down to ice level. National anthems in the books as we welcome in all of our viewers on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in to this coverage of the U13 All-Ontario Championships. Waterloo and Kenora is next, but first, a big thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 All-Ontario Championships. You can see their logo in the top left of the screen here. Very appreciative for all their support. Let's get to our starting netminders. Henry Nyberg back in between the pipes for the Kenora Thistles. 4-5, 0 goals against average through his first 2 starts. And back in goal, it's Hudson Minaj for the Waterloo Wolves. An impressive .926 save percentage yesterday with a 3-4 goals against average. Still looking for his first win of the championship week as we are underway here in game number 4 of the day, day 3 of this championship week, as Waterloo will jump right to the offensive side here first as McIntosh with a pass out front. It's tipped wide. Now Jazuski in on the pinch. Thistles able to recollect the puck. Laidler through center, gives it off. Kranick at the line. Lost his footing there. Puck will bounce to the far side half wall. McIntosh had it taken away from him. Here's Taman a shot. That one just tipped wide and bouncing into the near corner. Kranik will shovel it down low. Nice work from Jaszewski, able to take Laidler out of the play. Is now Ritz Hackbart with pressure. Back for Jaszewski. Waterloo looking to settle things down. Their only game so far of the day. Kenora, of course, played earlier this morning, a 5-1 loss to the Quinte Red Devils. And for the Thistles, an important game here this evening to really keep their hopes alive for championship games on Sunday. Just 1 point through the first 4 games so far. As working through center, that's Little. One of the leading point getters for the Thistles so far here in the championship week. The puck taken away from him. That's Simon Nisker. Had a big goal in day number 1, able to force the Wolves to a tie in that game. Scored with 24 seconds left in their second game of the day. Now here's Pitts. Sidesteps Little. He'll dance out to the far side. Fires that one in. Waterloo with changes here is back to scoop it up as Beaulieu. Pressured there. It'll bounce free for Ballantyne, but we got a delayed penalty coming here. It's going to be a body checking call on Waterloo. Cameron Wilson. First to be assessed. A minor penalty. Kenora is going to go to the power play. 16% so far here in the round robin. 5th in the round robin in rankings. See what they got in store on their first opportunity of the night here just 2 minutes in. Braden Little glides into the draw, had 2 points against North Bay last night as Kenora will settle things down off the draw. Now Jace Richards. Pressure there from Lisk. Ritz Hackbart in to help his cause, and Waterloo able to clear. Pass to that far side. Sawyer Jourdain all over it, but his chip pass is settled down by the Wolves at center. Lisk will flip it to neutral ice. Braden Little works back in his own zone, able to sidestep one through center now. Little had the puck bounce off his stick. There's a shot from Jace Richards, and it's handled easily by Hudson Menage. Hudson Menage was simply brilliant yesterday. Player of the game in that matchup against Toronto. And of course, the Toronto Marlboros have been unbeatable so far here in the championship week. He faced an incredible number of shots, 46 saves on 48 shots through just 45 minutes of hockey. That's a shot per minute, even more. He kept this Waterloo team in it right from the start. He's back in the pipes here tonight. Waterloo able to clear, just 60 seconds to go in the Kenora power play. Is pressuring his McIntosh at center. Thistles still looking for really some offensive zone time. Now Jace Richards over the line. In he comes, a 2-on-1. Tried to center that one out front. Nice work with his stick from Jackson Pitts. Able to cut the pass. Waterloo will clear once again. It's Henry Nyberg will leave it behind the cage. Jace Richards. Nephew of the great Mike Richards, of course. Representing his name well here at the U13 All-Ontario Championships. Now Desgagne through center. Tried to fire that one in once again. Waterloo able to cut the Kenora break-in. Now just 10 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Richards. Headman feed for Desgagne. A poke check in there from Ballantyne. He'll fire it towards the bench. Kenora dangerously close to a one too many men call there. Waterloo will fire it back in, and out of the box is Cameron Wilson. Will go back to 5-on-5 here. Almost 5 minutes gone already. Waterloo able to kill off the first Kenora power play. Here's Roberts on the near side. Had the puck bounce away from him. That's Caleb DeRuyter trying to settle it down. Flipped up the wall, Matthew Demule taps it back. DeRuyter dishes off. Ballantyne over the Kenora line. Tries to feed it across. McCutcheon able to stop it there. He'll whip it back to the point. Pitts a shot. Tipped out front, and that one just over the goal. This is that top unit for the Waterloo Wolves. Matt Demule, Jaden McCutcheon, and Caleb DeRuyter have a massive stake of the offense so far through the first 4 games of this tournament. So on the forecheck they are here. Demule steps out from behind the goal. That shot trickles to the near side. Pitts able to hold it in there. Feeds it down low. The Thistles look to break up that far side wall. Nice work from Drew Adams. He'll look to hold it at the line. In to help is DeRuyter. The Thistles try to chip it over the line, but it's forced back there by Hills. Now here's Lisk. Out from his own zone. He'll work over the Kenora line. Lisk in behind the cage now, looking out front, off the bench, Ritz Hackbart. He couldn't pull the trigger, and here comes Jace Richards the other way. Richards in, he hit the post. Jace Richards looking for goal number 4 on the tournament. Now back the other way come the Wolves. Here's a shot, Ritz Hackbart, and it's right into the glove of Henry Nyberg. Couple of chances both sides. A great stop from Hudson Minaj earlier in the game. That chance there for Richards he didn't get a piece of. Very close was Jace Richards, but as we take a look at this chance, Ritz Hackbart over the line just fires that one into the left portion of the goal, and Nyberg able to glove it down. Another offensive face-off here for the Wolves as the puck played down low. Here's Ballantyne around the Kenora goal. To the point, Jaszewski taps it down low. Simon Nisker. He'll flip one up top. Shop takes a shot, tipped out front. Getting a stick on it there was Cameron Wilson on the doorstep. Just tipped it wide though. Here's Ballantyne. Back to the point. Shop had the puck glide under his stick. Now a 2-on-1 Kenora. Kranick sends it across. Here's Laidler in. Takes a shot, and Hudson Minaj able to get it with a blocker. Another nice stop from Hudson Minaj. As I previously mentioned, he was very sharp yesterday. Comes back in. Reagan Woods has also been sharp. Waterloo with a couple of goaltenders they can really rely on here down the stretch in this tournament. As now McCutcheon, backdoor feed, Pitts couldn't let it go. Puck just bounced off his stick. Now DeRuyter, high slot. He'll fire, tip, score! Waterloo's on the board first. A shot from Caleb DeRuyter. It may have hit somebody on the way. Matt Demule will lead the train. His second of the All-Ontario Championships. Waterloo is up 1. Great start for the Wolves. Give up that power play earlier in the period, and they do exactly what's necessary. Back to 5-on-5, they get after it offensively, and they capitalize. Here's a shot from Ritz Hackbart. That one handled on the far side, and Nyberg able to get a piece of it. McIntosh settles it down low as the Wolves get right back to work on the offensive side. Here's Hills for McIntosh. To the point, Ballantyne. Down the wall, McIntosh, he'll do it again, Hills. Waterloo with some offensive zone time here. Hills back to the point, Ballantyne. TDD pass, Pitts fakes the shot. Watch there by Joseph Taman. He'll fire it back in behind the cage. Far wall, Hills. All over him, Asher Dingwall. He'll cycle it down low. Ballantyne looking for Ritz Hackbart. The puck will bounce to the near side half wall. Down low it goes. Hills centering feed, Ritz Hackbart. Nice little paddle pass. He threw it out front. Ritz Hackbart not able to capitalize. Back the other way come the Thistles. Here's Taman, tried to slide it out front. That one blocked. Another try from Braden Narinsky, and that one stopped as well. Clearing attempt up the wall. Stopped there by Straight. Holding it in are the Thistles. Centering feed there from Straight was settled down. Waterloo quickly out to center, and here comes DeRuyter. Tried to center for Pitts, would have been in all alone. He'll scoop it up on the near wall, fires his shot right into the glove. Henry Nyberg will hold on. Waterloo, a great start here to this hockey game. 5-3 the shots in favor of Kenora, but the majority of the chances for the Waterloo Wolves so far here early in period number 1. Demule plays it around the goal. Strawn, first on it for the Thistles, up for Macy Greaves. She'll chip it off the far wall where Drew Adams will scoop it up for Waterloo. His pass around his own cage. Demule settles it on the near side. He'll chip it out to center. Caleb DeRuyter, first on it for Waterloo, looks to center. It bounces into the crease area. Nyberg able to field it well, and he'll hold on for a whistle. Taking a look here, just another great breakout from the Waterloo Wolves, able to get the puck across the Kenora line quickly and forcing it towards the goal. We've seen it with consistency to start this game. The Wolves finding their way into dangerous scoring chances, and another nice stop from Henry Nyberg. This one will stay 1-0. Down low, Ballantyne. Turning away from Richards. Waterloo still on the attack here as Ballantyne blew a tire. In to scoop it up for the Thistles. Middleholt's pass to the line was cut, and Waterloo will hold it in again. Ballantyne. Tied up there with Middleholt. Puck chipped up the wall. Nisker will stop it there. His pass to the point. Tipped down the wall by Adams. Adams. Looking for Woods. Kenora still looking to break out here. A difficult couple of minutes, difficult start here to this first period. That's going to be an icing. Waterloo's going to come right back into the offensive zone. 5:29 to go. First period of Game 4 on Day 3 of the U13 All-Ontario Championships. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Barrett Rings, the official championship ring provider of the championship weekend. Barrett Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Waterloo right back to it here. A shot wide from Ritz Hackbart. James Hill's digging forward on the far side. Kenora looking to clear to center. They will. Puck bounces loose though. Scooping it up was Jazuski. We got a penalty coming behind the play. It's going to be interference here. It will go on Ewan McIntosh. So Kenora with their second opportunity of the night. 0 for 1 already. And an opportunity to tie this hockey game at 1 with 5:13 left here in the first frame. Kenora still looking to find their offense. Through the first 2 games of the tournament, they couldn't score. Just one goal through those first 90 minutes of hockey in this championship week. Found their offense last night, a 5-5 tie against North Bay. Jace Richards, of course, a big part of that. Braden Little had 2 points last night. So did Sawyer Jourdain, and a power play goal. He's back out there here on that top unit for Kenora to see if the Thistles can get on the board. Waterloo will win the draw. Bouncing puck up the near side. Jazuski plays it across. Jaden McCutcheon over the line for the Wolves. Nice poke check from Richards will force Waterloo back out side the Kenora line. They'll fire it down the ice. Asher Dingwall back to scoop it up. It's pressured there. The take it away was DeRuyter. We'll chip it back for Jazuski. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first. Kenora back to the power play. 40 seconds already gone here. It's now Asher Dingwall with it. Feeds one across for Sawyer Jourdain. Couldn't settle it down. He'll look to chip it into the zone. Schaap able to scoop it up around that far side. Wally goes and he'll fire it right down the ice. Jace Richards back to collect. Here's Richards. Up for Kranick. Cross ice feed Taman. It's a 3-on-2 for the Thistles. Drop pass. Little tried to fire. That one blocked. Taman out front. Richards. Shot blocked by Woods. Nice work out front. And Waterloo will clear. 40 seconds to go in the Kenora power play. Great start for the Thistles. Little in, backhander. That one just wide. Out to center will come, and Straight will try to fire it in. The delayed offside will pin up Kenora as Waterloo plays that one down the ice. Richards On the far side, he'll wheel one around to the near side. Desgagne at center. Chips it in, he'll chase that puck down. Drew Adams tried to play it up the wall. Taman will stop him there. At the point, pitching in was Beaulieu. Out of the box is Ewan McIntosh as we get back to 5-on-5. Now Desgagne, cross-ice feed picked off to Ryder. Would have had a lane right to the goal. It's an offside. And an unfortunate one as Ryder with lots of speed right off the bench. 3:04 to go. If you're just joining us here in Waterloo at the Rec Complex on day 3, you're watching U13 All-Ontario coverage. Kenora will win the draw. Chip pass up the wall. Adams stops it there. He'll feed it ahead. McCutcheon at center with a soft chip into the Kenora zone. And now Asher Dingwall back to collect. Reverse pass for Roberts. The Thistles up that far wall, and it's stopped at center by Adams. Loose puck in the high slot. It's chipped in behind the Kenora goal. Dingwall's pass to the near side is picked off. Lisk. He'll whip one up top to the point. Shot. That one wide. Down low, Demule with it. Daniel Demule tries to cut out front. Liska shot that one wide. Scooped up McCutcheon. Wraparound try. Tried to stuff it on the near post. And Henry Nyberg gets across and holds it with the toe. Once again, you see the puck movement from Waterloo. You see the cycling. You see the ability to create chances in the offensive zone. And it's just a move out to the center from Daniel Demule. A shot from Lisk. And McCutcheon in the right spot at the right time with that wraparound try. But a better stop from Henry Nyberg as he gets across. Approaching the final 2 minutes here of the first period. Waterloo still up 1 if you're just joining us here tonight. That feed up the wall, getting a piece of it. At center there was Dylan Hills, but it will go all the way down the ice for an icing call. Kenora, a must-win game here tonight for the Northwestern Ontario champions. Waterloo, of course, the Alliance champions. As that one chipped ahead, the Wolves over the Kenora line. Here's Hills trying to cut out front. His feed into the high slot was scooped up by Kranick. He'll chip it out to center. Puck played off the wall. Kranick fires it right back in. Minaj dumps it off behind the cage for his D-man, and that one fed across. Shot gets around one, still with possession deep in Kenora territory. He'll turn away from Taman. Chips one into that far corner. Macy Greaves back to scoop it up. She'll dump it down low. Asher Dingwall up the wall. Breakout from Kenora, stopped at the line, but that puck just bounced over that blue stripe, so it's a delayed offside. Kenora with opportunity here to break out cleanly, but Ewan McIntosh able to stop it there. He'll fire it back in. Inside the final minute here of the first period. Dingwall looks to break up that far side. It's cut by Ballantyne. Here's Ballantyne right in, and a nice stop from Nyberg. Once again, Waterloo really dictating terms here in this first frame. Having their way, they're up 1. Here's Simon Nisker. Watched by Dingwall. He'll turn back. 34 seconds to go in the period. Ballantyne, centering pass. Nisker towards the goal. And Nyberg able to swat that one down. He'll hold on with 30 seconds to go in period number 1. Another great chance here, and similar story. Over the last 3-4 minutes, Waterloo just holding offensive zone time, and a nice shovel pass out front. Nisker just can't beat Nyberg. Henry Nyberg with an impressive start to his game. Puck bouncing out into the slot area. Jace Richards will scoop it up. Through center he comes. Richards down the wall. Fires a shot. He hit the post again. Jace Richards hits the post twice here in the first period. Waterloo still up 1. Lisk plays it ahead. Waterloo has a man ahead. I don't think DeRuyter saw McCutcheon ahead of the play, as Kenora will fire that one right back in. That's going to do it for first period action here between the Wolves and the Thistles. Waterloo well in control. After 15 minutes of play, they're up 1. 7-5 the shots. Kenora still looking to find their offense. Jace Richards with a couple of chances there in that first period. He rung iron twice. But the Waterloo offense steamrolling. As we'll take a look at some of the clips here, just able to keep the puck in. That's another thing that we saw a lot through those first 15 minutes is the turnovers at the line. Kenora sacrificing a lot of pucks at their own blue line. They have to find a way to get those pucks out to center, and Waterloo capitalized. I mean, you look at some of these chances. This move from Daniel Demeux, able to pull the puck out front, and it's thrown towards the goal. The Wolves doing a good job of collapsing in on Henry Nyberg, who was very strong in that first period for Kenora. It easily could have been a 2 or a 3 goal game for Waterloo, as both teams look to settle in. Of course, here's that chance from Richards. He hit the pipe and then just did it again moments ago. We take a look at some of the Kenora chances. Braden Little with a couple of looks. Jace Richards with a couple of looks. Sawyer Jourdain a couple of looks. Their top 3 on this Kenora Thistles roster. They're dangerous. And they had a couple of chances in that period. Give some credit to Hudson Minaj and give some credit to the post. Keeping 2 out from Jace Richards as we'll get ready here for period number 2. A 1-0 game here in Waterloo. If you're just joining us, thanks for doing so on the YouTube side of things. We're here all week covering U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships, brought to you by Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider, offering championship gear for order now. Scan the QR code at the bottom left corner to shop from anywhere. Waterloo leading in the shot department after that first period. 7-5 the metric. Back comes Shop. In the high slot, Richards able to land a poke check. Will force the puck to the far wall. Pinching in is Ballantyne. He'll meet Beaulieu behind the Kenora cage. Thistles now up the wall. Here's Joseph Tamon through center. Stopped up by Shop. Chips it ahead for Ritz Hackbart. Waterloo over the line. The centering feed. That one tipped wide by Archer Ballantyne. He'll collect on the far side. Richards tipped it to the line where a shot right on is smothered. Henry Nyberg will hold on. Offensive draw coming here for Waterloo. Simon Nisker will glide in. Face off, one Waterloo. Nisker looking for his first point since day one. No points yesterday in Waterloo's 2 ties. Ballantyne will wrap her in around the Kenora goal. Tried to play that one up top. Miscommunication with his brother Basil. So now the Wolves back into their own zone. Ballantyne up for his brother Archer. Cross ice feed Pitts. He'll work in. Watched there by Madsen. It comes out to center. Macy Greaves in the high slot, able to chip it up the wall. It's stopped there by Simon Nisker. He'll fire it around to the far side. Joseph Tamon first on it. His pass up the wall is stopped there by the Wolves, and a full change for the offensive unit as Kenora with some time to break out here. Up the wall, Macy Greaves. She'll chip it ahead. Pitts back for the Wolves to scoop it up. D-to-D pass, Ballantyne. Ahead for Jaden McCutcheon. Pinching him was Asher Dingwall. Kenora will fire it right back into Waterloo territory. Asher Dingwall, 3 games played in the tournament. Still looking for his first points. A dynamic defender on the back end for this Kenora team. Is Waterloo to center again. Jaden McCutcheon tips it into the zone. He'll chase in after it. McCutcheon. Watched by Robert. Slides it down low forward to Ryder. Puck bounces off his stick. Lisk able to get there first. Lisk up the wall, hands it off. DeRuyter, high slot, fires a shot. Rebound right on the doorstep there. McCutcheon tries to wrap it around on the far side, and Kenora able to get a stick on it. Somebody on that far side takes that one away. A nice chance for the Wolves. This one stays 1-0. Take a look at the shot. Nyberg got the first one. McCutcheon had an angle there. Thought he was going to shoot. He couldn't find it. And then he went around to the far side, and just a nice work there from Strawn. With the stick, he stops the chance. This one will stay a 1-goal game. Face off, one to the point. Lisk down the wall. Here's McIntosh, a shot. Nyberg the save. Rebound on the wall. Hills leaves it there. Another try on the near side. McIntosh. Nyberg got that one as well. Now Lisk. Down the far side, in behind the goal he goes. Waterloo again swarming here in the second. McIntosh a shot, that one wide of the goal. Up the far wall, Jace Richards. He'll flip it down the far side. Waiting there was Laidler. His centering pass cut by Ritz Hackbart. Ritz Hackbart's pass cut there by Laidler. Kenora fires that one in. Hudson Minaj out to play it for the Wolves. Lisk. Cuts right through the wickets, a dangerous rush through his own territory, but he's still got it though in a Kenora zone. Lisk turning back, watched in the far corner, using his big frame, able to shield that puck. Waterloo looking for it now, loose in a sea of feet. It bounces free. Nisker, backdoor feed. Shop fires a shot. Rebound out front McCutcheon. Henry Nyberg, 2 massive stops. Kenora needed those. Waterloo absolutely swarming here. 5 minutes into the second, and boy, as the story stayed the same from the first to the second period, the Wolves just all over the place. Nyberg with another 2 massive saves to keep this one a 1-goal game. So that puck now out to center. Knocking it back was Strawn. Straight will scoop it up and he'll fire it into Waterloo territory. Minaj will leave it there. Jazuski on it in behind the cage. Up the wall he'll go. Wilson. Nice stick lift. Pinching in was Strawn. That puck now drifting back into Kenora territory. It's scooped up by Jace Richards. Richards galloping, picking up speed. He'll work out to the far side. Over the line he comes. Richards trying to cut past Jazuski. A nice poke check there. Now Caleb DeRuyter forces it out to center. Waiting there was Dingwall, and he'll fire it back in. Inside the 10-minute mark of the second frame. As Jazuski with a pass up the wall. Centered there, DeRuyter. Had it bounce off his stick. Working in was Jourdain, but the play is blown dead. We're going to have a tripping call here to Kenora as Asher Dingwall will sit. And Waterloo to a power play. Coming into today, the Wolves 23.1% on the man advantage. For second in the round robin, of course, not including this morning's games. A dangerous unit. We'll see what they have in store as Daniel Demule will glide into the draw. Another centerman toss for the Wolves as Hills will come in, able to win it though. Nice work from the winger there as Waterloo will hold on to possession here at the start of the power play. Puck to the point, Jazuski lets one go. It's tipped out front, let there, score! Dylan Hills fires it home for Waterloo. They're up 2 as they get one on the power play. Hills with his second of the round robin. It's a nice shot from the point. It sits out front. As you take a look here, it's let go. It hits straight out front, and it's put up on a tee for Hills, and he buries it. Waterloo up 2. 9:22 to go, second period. The Wolves well in control of this one. 2-0 the score. You wouldn't know it by looking at the box score. But Waterloo has been well in control of this hockey game right from the opening puck drop, as the officials in some sort of discussion over at the Kenora bench with head coach Jeff Richards. Of course, one more game later tonight. Kenora playing their second game of the day. One more day rather, of round robin play before we get to Sunday's big finale. Waterloo heading into tomorrow with some work to do. One game in hand on the rest of the field, and coming into this one with just 4 points through the first 5 games. This one absolutely mandatory. Discussion continues at the Kenora bench. Henry Nyberg with some adjustments to his equipment at the moment. And the conversation continues between Richards and the linesman as we'll wait here for everything to be straightened out. Thank you for joining us here on the YouTube side of things this week. Appreciate your attention as always. A huge thank you to the Waterloo Rec Complex and the Waterloo Minor Hockey Association for hosting us here at the U13 All-Ontario Championships this week. As Henry Nyberg looks to be getting pulled here. That will be the end of the evening for Nyberg, as Easton Botterill will join the party here for Kenora. A big part of this team getting here, had that shutout in the H&O branch title winning game. Not his best stats through the first couple of games, but a big and talented netminder back in between the pipes for Kenora as the Thistles look to find their way back into this game here with 9 to go in the second period. Puck loose in the corner. Will bounce free for Waterloo. Up the wall, McIntosh with possession. Sidestepping Greaves, down low, a nice little give and go. McIntosh tries on the blocker's side, a nice stop from Easton Botterill. Joseph Taman tries to clear on the far side wall. Lisk able to hold it there. McIntosh holding the line for the Wolves. Big pile up on the far side. Down low comes the puck. Ritz Hackbart tried to drop that one off for Lisk, and scooped up by the Thistles. Through center they come. That puck sent towards the goal. Chop able to stop it there. The Wolves looking to break out on the near side. Bounces over the Waterloo line. Now Beaulieu with it. His pass ahead, Chop stops it there. Tips it ahead. Numbers for the Wolves. McIntosh in. Drop pass Ballantyne. He couldn't let it go. The puck just bounced off his blade, and now out to center comes Beaulieu. Puck bounces for Drew Adams. He'll feed one around to the near side. Waiting there is Simon Nisker. Tips it ahead, Chop takes one away. Backdoor feed. Ballantyne down to a knee, and he just couldn't get enough on it. Nice work there from DeRuyter. The centering feed, and it's just tipped wide by Ballantyne as Waterloo continues to be dangerous. Now here's Wilson holding it in. He'll chase that puck into the corner. Watched by Dingwall. He'll chip it to the far side. Jazuski pinching in for the Wolves. He'll flip one to his partner, Adams. That one just out of his reach, so the Wolves retreating back into their own zone. D to D and back again. Adams through center. Takes the available ice. He'll work down the wall, off that end wall, and across for Jaden McCutcheon off the bench. Jazuski pinching in. He'll work up to the line and fire that one back down low. McCutcheon able to knock it down. Nice handiwork there from number 7. Centering pass, Demule. Couldn't knock the puck down. Now Richards flips it through center. Laidler had the puck just float over top of his head. He wanted to knock it down. He couldn't do so. And it will be an icing call here on Kenora. So now Easton Botterill back to the Kenora bench. Nyberg is going to come back into the hockey game, so must have been an equipment issue. As Nyberg gets a round of applause from the fans in attendance here at the Waterloo Rec for Game 4, Day 3 action here at the U13 All-Ontario Championships, brought to you by Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage of the week, fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout this championship week. Face-off one, Kenora. Puck scooped up down low. Demule with it. He'll play it to the point. Ballantyne with a cross-ice feed. Now Pitts. Nice little cycle pass down low. Demule tried to shovel it out front, and it's picked up by Richards. Kenora with numbers. Here come the Thistles. Richards had the puck bobble off his stick, so he'll look to settle it down on the far side. Waterloo able to take it away from him, and now here's Jaden McCutcheon. Back for Ballantyne. DDD pass it quickly up the wall for the Wolves, but it's held in by Kenora. Richards looking to center for Roberts. Puck bounced off his stick. DeRuyter plays it up the wall, but it's held in again. Kenora, a nice shift here. Strawn plays it around the wall. Near corner. Allen out to center. McCutcheon had that pass just go right through his feet. It's loose in Kenora territory. Braden Narinsky up the wall. The puck knocked out of his hands. Here's Pitts. Back in Waterloo territory. The Wolves still in control here. 2-0 the score. Looking for their second win of the tournament. Ritz Hackbart a shot from distance, and Nyberg able to knock it down and hold on. Of course, the two ties in day one for Waterloo. A game yesterday, two games yesterday, and now playing again here today. Looking for win number 2. They've been in every game that they've played thus far. Even that regulation loss to the Toronto Marlboros, it came right down to the wire. Lost by 2 to arguably the best team here in the championship round robin. There's that puck played to the near side, but it will be blown dead. A tripping call coming here. So Waterloo's going to be penalized. Kenora with another opportunity on the power play as they're down by 2 with just under 5 to play here in the second frame. Face-off will come down into Waterloo territory. Braden Little out there on this top unit for Kenora. Over 2 so far tonight as that shot from the point is wide. Up to the near point. Dingwall tried to hold it in. Ritz Hackbart able to play it ahead. Now Ewan McIntosh chasing in after it. Be pinned up there by Richards. Nice work here from McIntosh. He's just going to sit on top of the puck, and that'll force whistles to come in. So Waterloo should be awarded an offensive zone faceoff here. 20 seconds already gone in the Kenora power play. Oh, that puck will come out to center here. Simon Nisker out for the draw for Waterloo. Kenora able to win it. Jourdain slides it across. Jazuski cuts the pass there. Try to work up the wall. Braden Little all over him. It bounces free again, though. Simon Nisker on it there. He'll fire it in. Kenora working in their own zone. A stretch pass to the line. Demule tried to cut it there and walk in. Just barely that puck was offside, and we'll have another whistle here. Face off one, Kenora. Jace Richards Just over a minute to go in the power play as he plays it up the wall. Little will chip it in. Lisk. Had it bounce to the near side. McIntosh. Ahead, straight. Will settle it down for the Thistles in neutral ice. That puck chipped into the corner. Kranick in after it. Pinned up by Adams. Valentine able to pick up what's left in the quarter, and he'll work it up the wall. Valentine chipping it in now. Gets in after it first. Watched there by Richards. All alone is Valentine. 30 seconds to go in the Kenora power play. What a job there individually from Valentine. He'll head to the box dead tired. Able to kill an extra 15 seconds here on this Kenora man advantage as once again the Wolves will send it back into Kenora territory. Now Simon Nisker on it. Going to drop one back for Ritz Hackpart. Pass cut by Taman. And Kenora working through neutral ice. Taman cuts wide. Taman, a shot, that one stopped. Hudson Minaj able to cut the angle and keep that one out. Here's Asher Dingwall at center, fires it back into Waterloo territory. Back to 5-on-5 we go as Hills out of the box. Dylan Hills, that second goal here for Waterloo in this second period. Able to extend the lead for the Wolves. A big game here for Waterloo as now Desgagne over the Waterloo line. Had the puck chipped away from him by Pitts. The clearing attempt to the far side. Ritz Hackpart tried to whack it up the wall, but it's held in. Desgagne had it bounce off his stick. Now Ritz Hackpart the other way. Tried to center. It'll drop. Basil Valentine gets past one. Gets past two. With possession in the corner. Looking for an outlet pass. He'll turn away from Braden Little. Still with it, Valentine. Taps it down low. Return feed there from Hills. Was cut there by the Thistles. Nice work down low. That pass cut there. Demule backhand score! Daniel Demule with his second of the game. And Waterloo extends the lead. We got a 3-0 score here with 1:56 left in the second period. Let's take a look here. Just an errant pass through the high slot area. Kenora looking to clear. Demule, give him a lot of credit, able to knock it down. And how about that backhand shot? Up and over. Henry Nyberg, 3-0 the score now here from the Waterloo Rec. The Wolves in control here in their first game of the day. Kenora maybe starting to show a little bit of fatigue. They played earlier this morning in a absolute track meet against the Quinte Red Devils. That Quinte team can skate in transition and might be a little bit of exhaustion starting to set in here for the Thistles. Back comes Waterloo again. McCutcheon drops it off to Ryder. Couple of moves. He'll go in behind the Kenora goal, plays it to the point for Shop. The one-timer, that one wide of the goal. Pinching in is Jazuski. Lays it down low, it bounced over the stick of Demule. He'll chase it down in the near corner. DeRuyter in to help. DeRuyter with it behind the Kenora goal. Looking to the point, Shop takes a shot, tipped, out front, rebound, Demule another try, looking for the hat trick, there it is, they score! A rebound out front to Jaden McCutcheon. Waiting on the doorstep, he's got his second of the round robin. Waterloo goes up 4 here at the end of the second period. Waterloo just relentless. And a shot from the point. Stopped by Nyberg, the rebound thrown out front by Demule, and McCutcheon able to bang it home. Daniel Demule will register another point here on the evening as Waterloo continues full steam ahead. Now a 4-0 lead. Now Jace Richards with the puck bounce off his stick. Kenora looks to clear on the far side. It's taken away. Lisk had his pocket picked though. Now Jace Richards. Over the line, slides it down low. 25 to go. Here in the second period, Kenora looking to get to the intermission here as that puck's going to be iced by the Waterloo Wolves. 16.9 showing. Face off, one Waterloo. They'll flip it out to center. A tap pass ahead. Here comes Hills, a 2-on-1. 10 seconds to go, and that one fired right on. Nyberg will hold on with 8 seconds left here in the second frame. Waterloo continues to threaten. Offensive face-off here with 8 seconds to go. We'll see if the Wolves can maybe get one more chance out of this as Kenora wins the draw. They'll chip it back in behind the cage. Centering feet. Out front, Little tried to clear, held in. One last shot, McIntosh, and it was tipped wide, and that'll do it. 30 minutes in the books. Waterloo well in control of things here this evening. Their 5th game of the tournament, their first game of the day. Kenora played earlier today, maybe showing some fatigue with the Wolves all over the place on the offensive side of things. Daniel Demule with 2 goals leads the way, an assist as well on Dylan Hills with a goal, his 2nd of the tournament. And additionally, Jaden McCutcheon with the dagger at the end of the period makes it 4-0 as we head to the break. We're right back with more coverage of U13 AAA All-Ontario Championship action here from the Waterloo Rec.
Got something to call mine. Oh, I need someone to talk to. Right now. Oh, we are away. Starting today.
The TELUS Cup is coming to Peterborough. Canada's men's U13 National Club Championship is taking over the Peterborough Memorial Centre. From the opening face-off to the final goal of the championship game, the TELUS Cup delivers unforgettable moments at the highest level of U18 hockey in Canada. Be there for every moment. Get your tickets now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
Gold medal winner!
There's change, and change is always good.
I'd like to continue making sure freedom of movement is smooth. It's easier for kids to play, making sure as many kids who want to play can play, making sure that the OHF is well managed financially, well governed. Those things they're not sexy, but they're important.
Being part of the future of hockey, I'd like to make sure that hockey continues being hockey. My goal also is to be that devil's advocate, helping understand and question what we are doing to make sure that it is the right thing to do in the future.
Progress that I would like to see is to really continue to push the game and to push the quality of our events and the player experience and bring in some new and exciting and innovative initiatives like online streaming for our OHF championships.
For me, it's all about the players. They will always need support. We need to nurture their well-being physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. How can we do that in a good way? What does that look like? Growth and development, what change looks like in a good way? The culture and respect and integrity for the benefit of the players, and accessibility at all levels. So recruitment and retention for players. How do we get volunteers on board? How do we keep them involved? And how can we make that process streamlined and easier for that to happen?
What I would like to see is spend more time on recreational hockey and provide the recreational player who make up most of our membership feel more important and more worthy of the attention that some of the representative teams and people get, and translate that into the recreational stream.
It's an avenue by which players get to participate in a recreational activity that's structured, that's safe, and that, as I said previously, produces some pretty good citizens.
What progress I'd be looking for are just continued work towards inclusion, diversity, making the game more affordable, making the game easily accessible in terms of registration, and also continue the path of continued growth within hockey.
The vision of hockey in Ontario is a very complicated issue. There are a lot of people that have a lot of different views about what it should be. We work together better now than we ever have. We're on the same page more now than we ever have. So my job is to listen to people.
I'm most excited about the leadership role that OHF is taking on, and you can really see it in the customer service that's being delivered. Always thinking about the players and always thinking about the experience of enriching communities through hockey.
Success as chair to me would be having people say the members of the Ontario Hockey Federation get along better than they've ever gotten along. We collaborate more than we've ever collaborated. We trust each other more than we've ever trusted each other. If we all communicate and we all trust each other, we'll all make progress.
Personally, receiving the scholarship, it's meant a lot to me. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden. I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
As someone that never played at a high level of hockey, I never really imagined being a professional referee until 2022. And I really thought, where could this job go? So I played A in Mississauga, and the association reached out to our team for timekeepers. And when I wanted to start, they offered me a position to start officiating. From then, just climbing through the ranks of the Mississauga Hockey League, Greater Toronto Hockey League, and into the Ontario Hockey League. Not playing at a high level is one thing that sticks out when you go to referee at a high level. I feel like I have something to prove going into these bigger games and big rinks. Some coaches know that you never played at a high level, so how could you be refereeing? And it's important to remind yourself that you're there for a reason, just like they are. Your name didn't fall out of a hat and all of a sudden you're refereeing a professional hockey game. Off seasons are where you make the most gains as an official and player. Something that I think is very important as an official that didn't play high-level hockey is your skating ability. Take power skating lessons, sit on the ice, whether it's with your friends or alone, and get skated. As you climb the ranks and start to officiate major, junior, and professional hockey, you really start to notice the difference that communication makes with the players, coaches, other officials, and above. Staying composed, professional, and handling pressure is very important. Stakes are so high that we need to make correct, accurate decisions as best as we can. We don't get replays like you do at home watching the TV. We've got to make it that split second, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. I think getting into officiating can be daunting at times. You get yelled at, people think you're wrong, when really most of the time you are right. You start second-guessing your abilities and you get discouraged. So I think just reminding yourself that all the hard work and dedication that you put into over the years, it's very rewarding in the end.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
welcome back inside the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex, ladies and gentlemen. Second period and first period in the books. The Waterloo Wolves taking on the Kenora Thistles, and the Wolves on their home ice are well in control of this one. A 4-0 lead through 30 minutes of hockey. Daniel Demule, Dylan Hills, and up front alongside those two, another goal coming from Jaden McCutcheon. How about Daniel Demule, though, through those first two periods? A beautiful goal in the first period. He follows it up with a backhander beauty over the shoulder of Henry Nyberg in that second frame. He's leading the way. An assist to go along with those two goals as well. Daniel Demule with 3 points through the first 30 minutes. And across center for Kenora, looking to find their offense. A couple of chances back in that first period. Jace Richards had a couple of posts. In that second, they really couldn't find any offense. Give Waterloo a ton of credit, doing a great job of sealing their blue line, doing a great job of taking care of the puck in their own zone. They're putting themselves in a great spot to get their second win of the championship week. Let's send it down ice level for period number 3. Special teams. Special teams also been a factor so far here tonight in this game. Both teams struggling on the power play. Kenora in particular, 3 opportunities through the first 30 minutes, unable to capitalize on any. For Waterloo, a similar story. Their power play hasn't got it done, but 5-on-5 they've been able to convert. So far coming into this one, they had 3 power play goals through the first 2 games. Kenora struggling on the power play with a 16% conversion rate through the first 2 days. So we get set for the third period. The Thistles looking for a massive frame as they find themselves down by 4 and a must-win game here. Just 1 point through the first 2 days. As we get closer and closer to Championship Sunday, just one more day here for Kenora to make up some ground in that round robin. Waterloo, a similar story, 4 points through the first 2 days. Coming into this game tonight, they find themselves 4 points behind the number 1 seeded Toronto Marlboros here in the round robin. A big win here would help them close that gap as we're underway here at period number 3. Shots through the first 30 minutes, 16-8 in favor of the Waterloo Wolves. Kenora looking to close that margin is working in his Richards. He'll fire one top right, and holding on is Hudson Minaj here just 14 seconds into period number 3. That's a guy right there in Jace Richards that they are going to have to rely on here to get back into this game. We take a look through the first 4 games so far in the tournament. He's got 3 goals in 4 games. No assists so far up until this point in the championship week, as here comes Ballantyne with a shot. That one tipped up and over the Kenora goal. Tracking back into his own zone is Basil Ballantyne. He'll go D to D. Now up the wall for Wilson. His pass cut by Macy Greaves. It's chipped ahead. We got a whistle coming in here. It's going to be a body checking penalty on Wilson, his second here of the night. Cameron Wilson will sit. Kenora back to the power play, and we were talking about it here in that intermission and again at the start of this period. The Thistles have got to take advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves. Here's one right here on a silver platter. They'll go to their 4th power play of the night. Top unit back over the boards for Kenora. Braden Little will take the draw. The Thistles grab possession off the face-off. Dingwall's pass down the wall is cut, though, and now Waterloo through center. Near side, McCutcheon watching Jace Richards as he puts on the button hook. He'll look to feed one across. Sawyer Jourdain couldn't settle it. Now Ben Kranick. Drop feed to Reiter. Able to chip one up the wall. It's gloved down by Dingwall. He'll get to the center line and fire that one into Waterloo territory. Kranick in on the forecheck. Able to play to the near side was Jazuski, but Richards will hold it in. Richards dishes across. Dingwall couldn't settle the puck. He'll dish one back for Braden Little. Bouncing puck, Little. How about the stick work? Able to settle it down. Now he'll shoot that one right off the side door. Nice handiwork from Braden Little. He's had that puck up on top of his stick like he was playing hockey in the driveway. Impressive display of skills there from Braden Little. Waterloo will clear here. Exactly half the power play already gone as that puck turned over in the corner. McIntosh, a smart play. He'll just chip one back into Waterloo territory as the Wolves will look to continue to knock off some time here. Shorthanded backdoor feed. Another pass. McIntosh had a yawning cage and the puck just under his stick. Now Timon the other way. Forgot about the puck. He left it at the Waterloo line. Now back comes Ballantyne. Drop pass McIntosh. Gives it back. And once again, another shorthanded chance, but Ballantyne couldn't shoot. 14 seconds to go in the Kenora power play. The Thistles have not been very good on the man advantage so far here tonight. It's going to be an 0 for 4 performance thus far as off the bench, Braden Little able to settle it down. Back to 5-on-5 we go. Wilson out of the box. Little still with it. High slot. What a move. Has that puck on a string. Tries to throw it out front. It's still loose in the crease. And scooped up by Ritz Hackbar. He'll clear one to the near side. Waiting there was Danny Demule. Has 2 goals already tonight. Now a 3-on-1. Lisk. Backdoor feed. And that one cut by Joseph Tamon. Nice back check there from Tamon. Look to clear on the far side, but it's held in by the Wolves once more. Loose puck in the corner, Beaulieu. Watch there by Lisk. He'll flip it up the wall. Pitching in is Wilson. His pass down low, cut there by Little, and Kenora looks to clear up the wall. Another turnover. Demule in. Takes a shot. Getting a stick on it was Strawn for Kenora. But Waterloo back on it on the far side. Ritz Hackbar down for Demule. Backdoor feed. Pitts a few too many steps to his left there. Wasn't able to settle the pass. He'll fire one down low into the corner. Watch there, Hills. Had his pocket picked by Little. He'll get to the center line and fire that one in for the Thistles. Full change coming here for Kenora. Down low is Jourdain, a centering feed. Nice poke check work from Drew Adams, and Waterloo out to center. Far side, that's Hills. Goal already tonight. His second goal of the tournament. He chases in after that loose puck. With him there is Caleb DeRuyter. Big time performance last night, a hat trick in that victory. Now 4 goals, leads these Waterloo Wolves in scoring. Alongside Danny Demule with his 2 goals here tonight. Kenora at center tries to play that one over the Waterloo line. It's knocked back to the center line. Pinned up right in front of the Kenora bench. A tie-up there, and Waterloo able to knock it free. Tracking backs is Pitts. 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Waterloo still in control, 4-0 the score. Of course, at the Waterloo Rec Complex here in the U13 All-Ontario Championships. Thank you so much for your attention on YouTube. We're here all week in large part to our great sponsors, Gatorade, the official sports nutrition beverage, fueling this fantastic week of U13 AAA All-Ontario Championship action. Fueling with hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout this championship week. Waterloo right back to the attack is on that far side. It's McCutcheon. Turning away from Macy Greaves, he'll go to the point. Shot, D-to-D pass. Jazuski leans into his shot. That one was tracking over the goal, but a nice work with the glove there from Henry Nyberg. He'll glove one down. 9:27 left, third period. Waterloo still well in control here. It's another offensive draw. Simon Nisker will win it. Here's Jaszewski. Chips one down low. Wilson waiting there. Pinned up by Asher Dingwall. Wilson's pass to the near wall, picked up by Beaulieu. His clearing attempt stopped by Nisker. Now in comes Ballantyne. Sidesteps Little. Ballantyne working towards the cage. He'll slide one out front for Wilson. Out of the point shot. DDD pass Jaszewski. Looking backdoor. Has a man. Right down to a knee was Wilson. He couldn't fire that one. Puck chipped ahead. Here comes Roberts. That bouncing puck just over his stick. Now Middleholt gives it off. Roberts throws one towards the goal, and it's held on by Hudson Menage. One more game here tonight. It's North Bay and Quinte up next here from the Waterloo Rec to conclude day 3. Before that, 8:42 left here in this one. Waterloo well in control, looking for their second victory of the week. And to get themselves to that 6-point mark and put themselves within striking distance of the top-seeded Toronto Marlboros. Here on Perth in the mix as well. Ottawa in the mix. A couple of teams competing for the top 4 spots here over the next 24 hours. All will be decided by tomorrow night. Is Waterloo able to win the draw here? Lisk with a D-to-D feed. Adams' shot. Nyberg got it with a blocker. Demule will play it back to the point for Adams again. His pass to the near side is tipped there by Jourdain. Held in by Waterloo once more. Demule below the goal line. Centers it out front. Hills couldn't shoot. Puck took a weird bounce off his skate, and now Jace Richards through center. Richards, near side, takes his shot and a nice stop. Hudson Menage does it again. He's been perfect so far. Richards. All the way back into his own zone, tries to clear up the near side. That's Danny Demule. He's taken down by the Kenora defender, getting some help from DeRuyter, who walks right out front. Oh my, what a stop! Henry Nyberg with the right pad. Caleb DeRuyter can't believe it. And this one will stay 4-0. An impressive stop from Henry Nyberg. Taking a look here, Caleb DeRuyter just works into the slot area, and Nyberg with that full extension on the right side, just barely getting enough with that pad. And a fantastic stop for Henry Nyberg. Will keep this one a 4-goal game. 7:28 to go here in regulation. Thanks for joining us on the YouTube side of things. The Ontario Hockey Federation, of course, a big part of putting on this week, and they are pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation service provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities right across Ontario. Waterloo right back to the attack here. We've definitely said that a couple of times on the broadcast so far tonight. Up top is Pitts. He'll lean into one. Nyberg to the top of his crease. He'll track it well. Waterloo, an impressive display of offense here in their only game of day 3. The culmination of 48 hours of development here at this tournament. Head coach Matthew Demule has done a great job with this group to keep them focused following 2 tough ties and a difficult loss to Toronto. They've really stayed in the mix, and then another win, and their only win so far coming last night. As here comes a shot. Ballantyne, that one just right off the post. The Waterloo well-oiled machine continues to burn. That one inches away from the 5th goal. Now Ballantyne again. Tried to drop that one off for Nisker. Couldn't pull the trigger there. It's pinned up by Kenora. Now Strawn, a D-to-D feed to the far side. The Thistles looking to get out to center. as we approach the final 6 minutes here of our fourth game of the day. Waterloo out to center. That's Ballantyne. He'll fire it in. Richards scoops up the loose puck. Still with it behind the cage. Had it bounce off his stick. Hills tips it for DeRuyter. Now played to the point. Shop with a D-to-D feed. That was just behind the stick of Jaszewski. So Waterloo tracking back into their own zone here. Quick feed up the wall, and it's tipped in to Kenora territory. DeRuyter on it first, watched by Richards. Here's a centering pass out front is Hills, looking for his second, and Henry Nyberg says no with a right pad again. Henry Nyberg here in the third, standing on his head. He'll keep this one a 4-goal game. Henry Nyberg. 20 shots so far tonight. Waterloo swarming. He's been impressive. Kenora still looking for some offense here late in the third period. Joseph Taman will work over the Waterloo line. That puck in behind the cage. It's played up by Drew Adams. Bounce over the stick of Asher Dingwall. Wolves still looking to clear. Now Joseph Taman back at the line to hold it in. Down low for Braden Narinsky. He'll look to center. That pass is cut. Great work with the stick from Lisk. And now Danny Demule out to center. 2 goals so far tonight, an assist to add it as well. A 3-point night for Danny Demule. As Waterloo's going to be charged with an icing here. Under 5 minutes to play. Waterloo looking to make it 6 points on the championship week and put themselves within striking distance of the top-seeded Toronto Marlboros. Of course, a very important day tomorrow for both of these teams. Kenora just 1 point on the round robin thus far. Lots of work to do over the next 24 hours as back come the Wolves again. McIntosh cutting into the slot, takes a shot. Nyberg got it with a pad, and it's scooped up by the Thistles. Quickly up the wall comes Laidler. He'll work over the line. Tried to sidestep McCutcheon. Nice work with his stick. McIntosh able to take the puck away from him, and now the Wolves look to work into Kenora territory. Back and forth we go. Little up the wall. 2 points last night for Kenora in their first point of the week in that tie over North Bay. It was a 5-5 shootout here last night. That puck now into Kenora territory. Ballantyne chasing it down. Watched by Beaulieu. He'll go around the cage. Dumping it down low for Ritz Hackbart now. Ritz Hackbart up the far wall. Shop leads into a one-timer. It takes a couple of bounces on the way. And settling it down in the corner is Ritz Hackbart again. Leaves it for Shop. Shop around the cage. Not on the score sheet since day number 1 as he drops it down low. A centering feed, Nisker one-timer, and getting a stick on it was Richards. Nyberg will clean up what's left and hold on with 3:34 left here in the third. So we take a look at the Waterloo bench. Of course, Matthew Demule, the head coach of this Waterloo team, has done a great job this season. Alliance U13 champions now into this OHF championship week, and has been competitive. You look at that game they played against Toronto just yesterday, against that team who's arguably one of the best in this tournament. One of the best matchups against Toronto, that 2-0 game. Their goaltender was brilliant, and arguably Waterloo has given the best team here this week the best game. As here's a bouncing puck, comes out to the slot area. Jaszewski lets one go, and that one just misses that top left bar. Down low for Ballantyne. Waterloo continues to push as we approach the final 3. He'll play it across. Wilson sidestepping his man. Getting there first was Macy Greaves, but she can't clear. It's held in by Nisker. And all the way back for Straight. His clearing attempt to the far side won't get out as well. Waterloo keeping the puck in Kenora territory. Now to the point. Shop fires a shot. May have been tipped on the way, but Nyberg, no problem to hold on. The Waterloo offense continues to roll here with 2.5 to go. The Wolves putting themselves in a good spot to win this hockey game. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Baron Rings, the official championship ring provider, the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships here in Waterloo. Baron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Kenora with possession off the draw, able to flip that puck out to center. Jack Lisk will track back to scoop it up for the Wolves. Plays it back for Adams, his D partner. Headman feed behind the stick of Caleb DeRuyter. Bouncing puck, he'll stay with it though. DeRuyter now chasing it into the corner. DeRuyter behind the cage, watched by Braden Little. Gets pinned up in the corner. That's going to be a penalty. Official saw the whole thing. Little will be assessed a body checking penalty here. With exactly a minute 59 to go, Waterloo's going to spend the rest of this hockey game on the man advantage as they look to win their second game here of the championship round. As on your screen there, we take a look at some of the North Bay Trappers heading to the locker room. Of course, one more game left on the docket here tonight. North Bay and Quinte in a pivotal matchup for positioning heading into tomorrow's final round robin day. Be sure to stick with us for that. Puck drop right around the corner as we'll be bringing you all the coverage here on the OHF YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and all day and all week, of course, here from the Waterloo Rec Complex. The Wolves on the power play as Lisk lets one go. That one wide of the cage. It'll bounce around to the far side. Pitching in is Adams. Now down low, it's Hills. And that second goal for Waterloo earlier in this game. Big part of shifting the momentum Waterloo's direction. Of course, a great start for the Wolves, but that second goal really made the difference and kind of put it out of reach for Kenora as Richards able to chip one ahead. He's going to chase it down. A shorthanded chance. Here comes Richards to the goal. Gets taken out and he'll slide right in on the crease. And that's going to be a penalty. Jace Richards with an individual effort will draw a penalty and send Kenora to a 4-on-4 for the next 59 seconds. .59 to go in the Waterloo power play. 59.4 left in the period. So 4-on-4 effectively for the remainder of this game. We'll take a look or keep our eye on the Kenora net. Henry Nyberg hasn't budged yet, so doesn't look like Jeff Richards looking to pull the netminder as Waterloo with possession off the draw. Headman feed. Here's DeRuyter. Working in. DeRuyter right in on the goal. Takes a shot. Nyberg able to make a nice stop. Great work from Henry Nyberg. And again, able to work his pads very well. It's another great stop for him here in this third period. It's not going to matter much, though. Waterloo with a complete performance here tonight in their only game of the day. Kenora's going to drop their second here of day 3 as here's a shot coming from the point. Ballantyne let it go. Nyberg got it with a paddle. Closing in on the final 10 seconds to go. We got a penalty coming here. It's going to be interference. It'll go on Waterloo. DeRuyter assessed the interference call, but it's all but a formality now. 11 seconds left here in regulation. So Waterloo looks to win their second here of the round robin. Face off won by the Wolves. They'll clear it out to the near side. We'll count it down the last 5 seconds. And Waterloo will win their second of the tournament. And the Waterloo Wolves, an all-important second victory here in the round robin in day number 3 as they swarm Hudson Minaj, his first shutout here in the round robin. A massive performance. And how about Daniel Demule up front? 2 goals and an assist, a 3-point performance. Drives the bus as Waterloo takes care of business here tonight on day 3 as they get their second win of the round robin. An impressive performance here from the Waterloo Wolves. Daniel Demule, as I mentioned, very, very deadly tonight. A backhanding beauty for his second goal. The first one, another fantastic shot. He's now got 5 points in 5 games, leading this Waterloo Wolves squad. Jaden McCutcheon a goal, Dylan Hills a goal as well. And cleaning everything up in between those pipes, the boss of the Blue Ice, Hudson Minaj, with a shutout. And for Kenora, a difficult loss here. Still just 1 point on the round robin. Let's send it down to ice level for our player of the games. For Waterloo, it's Ethan Jaszewski, the defender. And for Kenora, Henry Nyberg. No surprise there, and an impressive performance for the Thistles. Waterloo's going to take care of business. That's going to do it here for Game 4 coverage. Christian Simmons here wishing you adieu, but not for very long. We're right back in 10 minutes or so. We got another game on tap for you guys right here on the OHF YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're right back in 5 to 10 minutes or so. It's Quinty West and North Bay next from the Waterloo Rec.